So welcome to episode. I don't even know what episode this is. You recorded like 2 or 3, and then we're here. First episode in LA. I would say the second part to it since we did the first time last year. We are in Shaw's Cove. It's a very beautiful beach. I felt very humbled here. But we're with someone really cool. She's been doing a lot of cool stuff, an experienced model, and I'm glad she answered my DM. So please welcome Holy Chloe.
Hi,
on
I know
Instagram.
it's so cool to be here. This is my first ever podcast. So
Oh, and we were talking about that. How's that?
I guess I didn't exactly know what to expect. I just knew, like, obviously I've seen podcasts like on TikTok and stuff, but I've never really done anything where I guess it's like live and I have to not think about like pre-recorded lines or anything. So it's really cool that this is something that's very organic,
Nice. Okay. Whenever I reached out, what did you have in mind?
Oh my gosh. I think I was just thinking that we were gonna like sit in a studio and like, you know how like some podcasts are where it's just very like, I don't want to say controversial, but well, I obviously didn't assume you to be that way, but usually podcasts, they go over very like controversial topics to, I guess, like get more viewers and gain more viewers' attention. So I was gonna think we were gonna talk about things like that.
I know what you're talking about.
I like how this vibe is a lot more chill,
Yeah, I have an idea of what you're talking about. Kind of like, especially like with women.
Yeah.
There's like 2 guys and they get, OnlyFans models and shit like that. I see it. I'm just like whatever, but I hate it. It's like
I do too. Yeah. It's just, it doesn't really like generate any important conversations. It's just a lot of back and forth argument that seems to go nowhere.
Yeah.
But I think they just mainly do it for views because that's what gets them paid. And although like I can respect the hustle, I guess, I just think, like having that platform, they can, do so much more with it instead of just, arguing with people.
Yeah. I think they're just trying to make him look bad. At the end of the day, that's really what it is. Yeah, for views or whatever, but you're trying to make them look bad. And it's whatever. But this ain't none of that.
I know. I like that.
We couldn't afford a studio, so that's that. We're here in the beach. But I'm glad you were down for it. Some people are like, oh, it's not a studio. I'm all right.
I think that's cool, though. I think this makes it, like I said, it makes it more organic. And I think it's cool that you're able to travel and be in different sets for the podcast because I don't know, you get to interview people and then, you're interviewing them by where they live and stuff. And you get to kind of see, I guess, a glimpse of their life, you know?
And also, like, for example, if we were to do this at a studio, I wouldn't know that you like snorkeling. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know, that you enjoyed this. But the reason why I wanted to do a beach is, whenever I hit you up and you were down for it, I guess I started, I would say take notes, kind of like, okay, well, let's kind of get to know a little bit about you so I can come in, and ask questions and not be empty-handed. But from what I've learned is that this is your happy place. You like being at the beach, and I might be wrong, but I'm just quoting what you said, and that's why I asked you. So I was like, so what is your favorite beach? Where do you want to go? And you picked here, and it's a very beautiful spot. We've never been here. We've been to basic Santa Monica and Venice Beach, it's whatever. Nothing compared to here.
Yeah.
So thank you for suggesting this place, honestly.
Of course. I think it's so like cool to show people, I guess, like the hidden spots because one, it's not, super crowded or anything. Or I know like if I go to Santa Monica, there's probably going to be someone trying to interview me for a TikTok or something. And I know me, if I go out, I need to have something peaceful and, just be to myself and just do what I like doing. But I also think what's cool is just having like this conversation like on a beach. It's not really something that you'd expect.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the beach, at least to me, it's a very calming setting to be in, and it's a very peaceful area, like I said, to be in.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool showing you guys this little glimpse of like where I always go. Like I'm here like almost every day. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, it's great. I bet you. We were talking about it yesterday because we went to Manhattan, and I love seeing the sunset.
Oh yeah.
It's just whenever I come up because we're from Houston, so we don't have that. But when we go and yeah, you can replace it. My bad. He's replacing the battery. But when we come over here, the first thing we want to do is go watch the sunset. We go watch the sunset, and it's just, it almost makes you want to cry. It's like, bro, it's fucking beautiful, bro. It's just amazing, and it's peaceful. You don't talk to nobody. Well, me, I don't talk to nobody. I'm just looking. Sun goes down. All right, let's go. Just get out of here, you know?
Or, I know, have you heard of this thing called the green flash?
No.
So, during sunsets, if the conditions are just right, as the sun goes below the water, it actually reflects off of the ocean, and it has a little green flash at the very end of the sunset. So every time I look for the sunset, at least like on the ocean, I look for the green flash, and I think I've only seen it like 3 times. That's how rare it is.
Oh, so it's not a for sure thing.
No.
Okay.
So it's a very, I feel like a lot of people don't know about it, but I think it's so cool and makes it so special to watch the sunset, because like we see the green flash, it's like, oh shit, like I saw it, you know? Yeah. But I also think those Cali sunsets are different. I don't know what makes it different. It's probably the ocean, honestly. Yeah. But I know during the winter, the sunsets here are just like 1,000 times better than during the summer.
Nice. Okay. Well, we gotta come back when it's cold as shit. No. Well, to not, move quickly, transition to something else, Chloe, you're a model. You do a good amount of stuff. I know you, well, when I first, heard of you, it was for Below USA.
Okay.
It was with, I call him Seasons. It was with Seasons. And the one who was taking the pictures was Danny. Danny, who I was fortunate enough to have last year. Cool guy. Super cool guy. And I feel like me kind of talking to Danny kind of opened those doors for other people, And Below USA, it was a really cool shoot. I like streetwear, so I was like, this is really cool. I'm going to go ahead and follow and see what happens. You followed back, Seasons followed back. I was like, okay, cool. So this day I still talk to Seasons. We were supposed to meet up sometime this week, maybe.
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe.
He's
not
awesome.
Sure. He's a really cool guy and very talented as well. But one thing you're also known for, well, I would like to say, is your memes.
Oh my god.
You post some funny memes.
Oh my god.
Some funny memes, and it's not like once or twice, you post them.
It's like every day.
Yeah, but they're really, really funny. So I feel like you kind of give off this professional, portfolio side of yourself, of your life, but you're not scared to be funny. And I feel like that's what brings kind of comfort and okay, let me talk to her, let me just be cool with her. Because honestly, that makes me want to be like, oh, she's cool. She can be funny. Let's make jokes, throw jokes around or whatever. And so right now, I feel like I haven't been wrong. I feel like you're a pretty cool person.
Thank you.
Do your memes kind of make people think differently about you?
I want to say yes, because I know when a lot of people just see me, they say, oh, you seem very intimidating because you're a model, or they think that I don't have a personality because I say that I'm a model. And I think a lot of people to just stereotype people who do model, even though I try to remind them, I'm like, it's just a job. It's not a way of life. It's literally just a job that I have to do. But I think when it comes to being a model, I know that social media is very important. Your social media, your feed is literally your online portfolio. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? That doesn't really show people who I am, because like I said, modeling is my job, and it's just kind of it's like if someone worked at, let's say, Target, and all they do is just post about them working at Target. It's I want to know more about them besides them just working at Target. So I know me, I'm just you know what, I want to be so 100% myself with people that I follow, and if they think I'm weird for it, then that's their problem. I think I just post whatever comes to mind. I don't want to say honestly, it's just bullshit, But I wish I could explain it, but I think it just makes me more approachable to people. Because if they're okay, this chick is kind of weird, then that kind of opens the door to them being okay, maybe I can, say something to her, or reach out to her about something. Because I feel if I just post my work and just what I do, it kind of makes me feel like I'm more, I guess, unapproachable to someone.
And I feel like that kind of made me want to be like, oh, well, let me hit her up, see what happens, because you're not scared. You're not scared to show off who you really are, which is fucking dope. It was really cool, you know. Speaking about your modeling, well, that's your job now. You used to work at a restaurant.
I still do.
You still do?
But that's just, like a side job.
Yeah. Did it slowly turn into a side job, or?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, when I was a teenager, I worked at the restaurants over the summer and stuff like that. And that was like my part-time / full-time thing.
Yeah.
But now for modeling and stuff, I just use my hostessing job at the restaurant. That's just like play money, or money I'll use for gas for my modeling jobs. But when it comes to modeling, I want to say I prioritize that over my hostessing job. And I'm definitely really grateful because my manager understands that. He's like, yo, I know you have a life outside of this. So he's like, if you have a shoot, just let me know and I could reschedule you or I can have someone cover you, which is really sick. But I know with hostessing, that's definitely just like a temporary thing.
No, that's cool. Because some people don't give a fuck if you have a job, if you have a life out there, But that's really cool because you're able to generate wealth in two ways, And I'm pretty sure you can generate wealth a third way with like personal stuff, modeling for street brands and modeling for all these other things.
Yeah.
That way fucking helicopters are passing
by.
Goddamn military and shit.
Oh yeah, because we're right by a base. So.
Oh, are we? I don't think they're military. I think I was joking.
Oh, I think those are police helicopters.
Yeah, the cops. Can't escape those.
I know, but what are they doing in Laguna of all places?
I don't know.
This is a retirement community, so I don't know what's going down here.
That's what we were talking about. There was like a lot of old rich folks over here.
Yeah, but like I said, that's also what makes it great working in a restaurant because you can get a lot of advice from them just by stopping and talking to them, which is cool.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Honestly, I probably got some pretty solid advice about college because I was talking to this one older guy after I got him some water and I was like, oh, you went to USC? And he's like, yeah, that's cool. Like, do you go to USC? And I said, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. What's that? What is that?
It's a bee.
That is a yellow. Ooh.
It's a big ass
Anyways, as I was saying, he went to USC and I said, oh, that's cool. I go to USC. And he said, oh, why aren't you there right now? It's the winter. And I told him I'm taking a year off just because I want to figure out what I want to do with myself before, being like a couple $100,000 in debt. And he told me, he said, you know what? He said, I think it's really important to still go to college. But he said, he kind of reaffirmed my plans, I guess. He told me, I think it's really smart that you're, figuring out what you want to do before, going into debt. And he said, I think that's really mature of you to do that instead of just going to college to party or just like, do something that your parents want you to do or something like that. So I guess the best advice I can get from someone is advice that affirms my already pre-made plans for the future.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 20.
You're 20.
Yeah, you're 20?
You're young. It's young.
Yeah, very young.
Damn. Because you could have been like, not say that you look old, but I thought you were like 22 or something.
Yeah, I know people tell me that a lot. They either say, oh, I think you're like 21, 22, 23, or I don't know, some other people think I'm like in high school or something, and I'm like, that's sus. But I know lots of people think, oh, like ever since I was 18, I've gotten, like people saying, oh, I thought you were in your 20s or something like that. Yeah. So I think, I don't exactly know what that is, but I hope it means that I carry myself in a mature way.
Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and take it that way.
Yeah.
I think it'll be best. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Okay, we're back. We lost the camera, but it's all good. It happens.
Camera down.
That's why you guys can listen to us on Spotify. Please, we need money. Thank you, guys. Huh? Apple Podcasts. Maybe. I don't know yet. Apple Podcasts doesn't do a lot of revenue. Terrible. Yeah. Sucks. We'll see. We're going to boycott Apple Podcasts right now. But
oh, that's so beach.
Let's talk about Wanted Bang.
Oh my gosh, my agents.
Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So they don't get me any work in the US. In the US, I do everything on my own. But what I'm doing right now, I'm saving up to get a passport so I can go down to Mexico and work with them, because my agent, she's been so sweet to me. I've been sending her updates on my portfolio. I'm like, hey, look, I'm still doing what I'm doing, like, you know, like I'm still a baller. Look. But anyway, I know what our plan. Well, my plan with them is that I'm gonna come down for a couple months, live in Mexico City, and work with them and stuff. But I think what a lot of people don't know about agencies is that sometimes, you know, you can be signed, but they may not just be getting you work. I know, obviously, like I said, with my agent, they're in Mexico, so they can't really get me any work while I'm in the U.S., which is fine. But I know sometimes some models get signed to a U.S. agency and they don't get work for 1, 2, 3 months. So I think, like, I know with my platform and everything, I try to be super transparent with everything that I do. So I try to, like, guide people on, like, hey, I want you to get signed, but, like, I want you to get work too, because obviously, like, anyone can be a model if they try hard enough. But I think what really separates professional and great models just from the run-of-the-mill model is how much and how often they work.
Of course. So I'm pretty sure you're hoping that when you get over there, you're gonna have work. You know, that's also, I'm pretty sure you gotta check and double check and be sure that's the case. So speaking about portfolio-wise as well, Steve Madden.
Oh my God.
Steve Madden, was that intentional? You posted a picture and they reposted it.
I don't want to say it was intentional. The first time it definitely wasn't. So that shoot I did when they reposted it, I think it was me in Hollywood. I was just wearing their shoes and I did a shoot with my friend. She's amazing, by the way. I'll forward you her account. She's awesome. But so we did that shoot and I was wearing the Steve Madden like viral platform boots or whatever. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to tag them in the post. You know, I always like tagging, you know, the brands of the clothes that I wear just in case people ask.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that they were going to reach out and repost it on their, I think it was their Australian account.
Yeah.
But that's still Steve Madden. Like,
It's
come
still
on.
Steve
Like, yeah,
Madden.
like, come on. But I thought that was just so surreal because before that, I've never had a brand like repost me or like notice me. And that was definitely one of the first few shoots I've had as a model. So that definitely told me, I was like, okay, I should probably keep doing this if Steve Madden is noticing me.
Yeah.
But I know what's also interesting is that I did another shoot with her, with that same photographer. And then the Steve Madden official account messaged me and said, hey, we'd love to use your photos for our website. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't know if they actually put the photos up, but I just think it's still a great step in the right direction knowing that they wanted to have those photos.
Yeah.
Or, you know, that they reached out to me anyway.
That's dope. That's really dope. It's fucking Steve Madden.
Right,
you know?
like
Every time I think of Steve Madden, I think of Wolf of Wall Street.
Really?
You watch that movie?
I haven't, but
It's a good movie. Should watch it. Another brand, probably one of your biggest ones. I might be wrong, and I think I know which. Yeah, I think you know what I'm gonna talk.
Fenty.
Fenty.
Oh my gosh! What's crazy is that when I actually booked the job for Fenty, I didn't even know I was gonna be working for Fenty until I want to say like a week before the shoot. So I just knew it was a beauty shoot and they wanted models with nice eyes. And I was like, you know, I've been told I have nice eyes, so I'm apply for it. I'm gonna see how far I go. And I was picked, which I was very surprised that I was, but I know now I'm like, I need to just go in acting like I'm gonna get picked anyways. But
Yeah.
I digress. I just thought, okay, it's probably for like a smaller, beauty brand, whatever. Like I love working for smaller brands anyways. Like I don't really care about what brand I'm working for as long as it's a shoot that I'll enjoy doing. But I read in the email, I was like, okay, you're gonna be working for Fenty Beauty. And I was like, get out of here. I was like, you're lying.
Yeah.
But we did end up actually shooting for Fenty. It was for their new Hella Thick mascara, and it was their first ever mascara. So I thought that was pretty special. And I did the shoot where I was in, a ski mask, and then we just had the mascara on, which was so cool. Hello. Oh, I slapped the bee. Anyway, what I think is interesting, though, about working with big brands, I know they're very selective about what photos you use when you're posting about the shoot, because I know I was only allowed to post behind the scenes photos, which I understand because it's a brand. They have to, make sure that they don't, get leaks about the product or anything. I understand it's their photos. They can do whatever they want with it. But I just think it's really interesting because a lot of people don't know that you have to be very private about the big brands that you do work with. Or I know I'm only allowed to post the pictures from the shoot that Fenty posts themselves, and they haven't gotten to posting me yet. Or at least like the reels of me. So I'm sad I can't post the finals yet, and I want to so bad, but I'm like, what, I'll respect them, and I won't do it, but I want to.
So it's like not even out yet, basically.
Okay. Funny story. They did post a reel with me in it, but a day later they deleted it, and I still don't know why. I don't want to be petty about it because I was thinking, okay, maybe they're saving it for some other time, but I was a little bit sad about that.
Yeah. Damn, I think I would feel the same way. It's kind of ass,
Yeah.
But I mean, it might be anything. Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe somebody fucked up and posted it, and like, fuck, it was supposed to be for another time or whatever.
Yeah. So like, no hard feelings to Fenty or anything, and I still like that was one of the best shoots I've ever done. Everyone there was super cool.
Yeah.
And I think what's also cool is that I was like, oh, is Rihanna like herself going to see these photos? And one of the members of the crew said, yeah, she actually approves all the photos, that we take. So I was like, oh, so Rihanna knows I exist.
She knows who you are.
Yeah,
basically.
So I thought that was really cool.
That's dope. That's honestly super fucking dope.
Thanks.
I hear stories though, like kind of piggyback off what you just said, that sometimes they just scrape the whole idea, and they're just like, man, it's like whatever, let's just go ahead and take it off, but I feel like that's kind of how it is in the business, you just never know.
Yeah, because I know as a model, I like to think of myself as just like a mannequin, not in like an objectifying way, but more in like, okay, like it's just my job to be like put these clothes or put in this product and advertise it. And I need to like not take it personally if they don't choose to use my photos.
Yeah.
Because maybe it just may not like, it may not match exactly the concept that they were going for. Maybe they're saving it for later. Maybe, they just like don't really want to use it.
Probably found somebody better.
Yeah. Or I'm like, like at the end of the day, I still got paid. So I'm like, and I did my job. So it's, nothing personal, no hard feelings.
Yeah. I know that sounded kind of...
No.
oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
You heard me? I was like, well, they found someone better. But no, I'm just kidding. It's all shit and giggles here.
Yeah.
No, well, that's good. That's a good way to see it, too. Some people do take it to heart, and it's just like, relax, bro, It's... At least you were there. At least you can say you were there.
I was there. I did it, and I have the BTS photos to prove it. And I'm like, you know what? I can live happy with that.
And all the close friends already saw it, so it doesn't fucking matter.
True.
Honestly.
I was like, only like my close friends can see it, just to be safe,
Yeah. But so those two are the biggest brands. Obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I
far,
would think,
but.
Maybe you got something that we just don't know about.
Yeah, I do have some things coming up, but I signed some NDAs.
Can't say.
So
That's
I wish
fine.
I could talk about it because I'm a yapper, but out of respect for the brands and stuff, I'm like, I won't until it's all out.
I guess. How excited are you for those?
Very excited.
Super excited?
I want to say more nervous, just because I always like going into shoots, like giving it my 110%. Or I know something about me that I need to work on is I am always late, and I hate it.
Us as fuck. we're always late.
Okay, great, because I'm also always late.
Okay,
Love
cool.
that.
Then I was like, bro, funny enough, not to say like, okay, so when we did Danny's interview, we were doing an interview. If you were to watch that, he says, yeah, something. Yeah, you guys, since you guys were late, he said that, and I was like, damn, I know we're late, but you have to say that.
Yeah.
But on my way over here, and I was like, bro, we're late. In my head, I didn't say that to them. I was like, we're gonna be late. She knows Danny. She's gonna probably tell Danny something.
No,
I'm like, yeah, they're late. And I'm like, bro, fuck. So then I'm glad you're late too. Fuck it.
I know with me though, because I know that I'm always late, I love being very communicative with like whoever I'm meeting, like especially for a shoot or something. I'm saying, hey, I'm running late, like I'll be there at this time, so like take your time when coming to the shoot or something. Like no rush, like I'm gonna be late. Or I'm gonna say, hey, I just got on the freeway, or hey, I just exited the freeway, or hey, I'm parking right now.
It's kind of like what we were doing basically.
Yeah, exactly, because I feel like that's so much better than just like showing up and like appearing out of nowhere like 30 minutes late or something.
No, yeah. I mean, in our defense, it's our first time here.
Exactly. And like I know in Laguna it's kind of like hard to find the beaches because they're like hidden
They're
behind
separate.
a ton of
Yeah, they're like
neighborhoods.
separated because we parked over there. And I was like, okay, it's not like we can get out and walk. We can't do that. We have to actually go around.
Yeah, unless you want to like crawl over all the rocks and like get splashed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be terrible. It would fucking suck. Yeah. Dream brand. Do you have a dream brand you want to work with?
Oh my gosh. I think instead of like a dream like brand or client, I just want to like see myself on a billboard. But like I want to be surprised. I just want to like be driving and I like look over, I'm like, oh shit, that's me, you know? Or like see myself in like a mall or something.
Okay.
You know, that's my goal. I just want to see myself somewhere. Cause I think especially like with my height too, cause I'm 5'1" and you know, the shortest models are probably like 5'7", 5'8". I just want to like show other people that like, you know, it's possible to be short and still model and still like be successful at it.
Yeah. Damn. So that's really, does that really fuck you up on some things?
I want to say no, because at the same time with modeling, they do pick certain heights because of the clothing sample sizes. Okay. And of course, if you don't fit the sample size, you know, it'll be harder to advertise it. So it's no hard feelings. People are like, oh, we want someone taller so they could fit like the inseam of the pants that we're shooting for, or just something. Or maybe like, oh, we want to make sure that like the female model and the male model are very close in height so we can get like shots of them together more closer. But obviously, if I'm like a head shorter than like the male model, then it'll be hard to get those photos. So like when it comes to things like that, no hard feelings. But I know on social media it can get pretty intense because people don't really understand the modeling industry.
Yeah.
So I know I like post like a runway video of me and people would be like, oh my gosh, you're ruining the industry because you're 5'1", or like you don't belong here. But then in my mind, I'm like, why am I there then?
That,
you know?
That actually, well, you kind of will answer what I was going to ask.
On social media, I know I would post videos of me like on the runway and stuff, and people would send me comments like, you know, like you're ruining the modeling industry because you're short, or you don't belong on the runway, or like, you know, short girls just don't do it like how tall girls do, or like the clothes look so much worse on you, it looks so much better on a taller girl. And it's just like, you know, like why are you guys saying those things if I'm already there? Like if I'm already there, that already shows that, you know, I belong in that space.
Yeah, you went on a Yap rant.
I did.
And I remember seeing that, and I wanted to ask, you know, well, how long have you been modeling for?
Since, oh my goodness, since February 2022.
Okay, so that was...
So for a while now.
A little bit. Well, I would say recent.
Yeah.
I would say recent.
In the grand scheme of things, recent.
Have you noticed like a change from then to now? Or is it too early to tell?
I want to say it's too early to tell, but I have definitely seen changes within myself as like the way I go into shoots, thinking about, okay, how am I going to pose? What is a photographer looking for? How do I make this look artistic? Or how do I style this? Or like, what is, you know, like what's the photographer going to ask me? Or like the lighting and stuff like that. I know when I was a beginner, I was just like, oh, how do I look pretty? You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, I guess like when it comes to social media, I feel like a lot of people assume what I assumed when I was a beginner, like, oh, how do you look pretty for this? Or modeling is just about being pretty. And I think people just over glorify it and only assume that it's just people trying to look good and people not advertising, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's one way to see it, because it does make sense, you know, no experience, you go into something like this, you know, I just want to look good.
Yeah.
For whoever's, you know, directing the whole thing or whatever. And I'm assuming now you have like this confidence, kind of like what you said about that Fenty thing, that you walked in saying, yeah, I'm going to get the shoot. You know, I got it. So that's really dope to see, you know, a progression on somebody. You know I don't know you personally, but to me, that's fucking dope, you know.
Thank you.
And it shows that you love doing what you're doing, and you're not stopping. You're not pumping the brakes anytime soon. So props to you. I'm super happy for that. You know, every time you do something cool, I try my best to like comment like, hey, you know, fucking dope, badass, whatever. So keep it going, honestly, you know.
Thank you.
To those people who are giving you mean comments, you got anything to say to them?
Honestly, I just think those comments are coming through, you know, like a place of ignorance, you know, instead of like hatred. because I know when people tell me rude things about modeling, it's because they don't know about the industry themselves. So I'm just like, they don't know about it, so I don't expect them to have like a fully constructive criticizing opinion about it. So I don't really take it personally unless it's like someone I actually have beef with, then that's personal. But if it's a stranger, then I don't really expect them to understand what I have to do for my job. So it's like I never take it personally, and I never hate them for it. I never have any like personal thing with them for it. I just whenever I get those hateful comments, I try to educate them on it at least, because if they want to take the time to judge me for what I do, why not have them leaving with something that they learned.
Yeah. Oh, we got you. Fuck you. Fucking idiots, bro. I don't know. We don't take shit from anybody.
Yeah, I definitely won't take shit from people, but obviously, like,
No,
I
obviously
don't.
you want to be, in a way kind of respectful, this
Yeah.
is your career as well, it's they also want a reaction out of you, I would say.
Yeah,
And if you give it to them, then they won at the end of the day.
exactly. And I feel like handling it maturely, like, yeah, it's a reaction. But if they say like, "Oh, you're ruining the modeling industry," and I'm like, "Well, actually, I'm like, this is my job, so I kind of have to be here."
Yeah.
And then if I say something like that, then they don't really know how to reply.
Do you have thick skin?
I want to say I have like medium skin.
Was it
Like,
always like that?
I want to say yes. I think it's just from being on the internet. You kind of have to have thick skin to be on the internet, I guess. But I think I've just always been that way. It's just been me more thinking, if someone's trying to talk bad about me, it's more of a them thing and not a me thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's one way to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess personal question. Has anybody ever like gotten into your skin?
I guess like when it comes to modeling, I want to say no. Like at least like there's nothing that really comes to my mind. I do know like the person that told me like, "Oh, like you're ruining the industry because you're short." I don't really think that got to me, but it's definitely something that gives me more motivation. Like it's not something that'll make me feel bad about myself. It's just like, you know what? If I'm ruining the industry, I'm gonna just like put myself more out there, I guess. Even though if they think that's ruining it, I think that's just me making a change.
Yeah. So you would be basically what we talked about, do you see a change on it? You are the change.
Yeah.
I think that's one way to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, main character for the plot. That's
or just, I think anything that triggers someone is something that's causing change. Like obviously any big change regarding anything, people are going to get mad over it. People are not going to like it. They're going to want to go back to like the traditional way.
Yeah.
Or I guess like, sticking to like taller models and stuff. But I'm like, if people are getting mad, that means I'm doing something right.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of people who want to do what you do,
Mm-hmm.
or just modeling in any kind of scale, big and small.
Mm-hmm.
To somebody who's struggling or doesn't know where to start,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any piece of advice for them?
Honestly, I think the biggest piece of advice I could give out to a beginner model is take digitals. Like, I know people are like, "Oh, like is there a difference between getting signed or not being signed, or working on your own or working with an agent?" But the thing is, you can't even do that if you don't have digitals. Like, you need to take the time to take like an hour of your day, just wear a nice simple outfit, wear some black heels for your girl or like some black shoes for your guy, and get into, have a nice like blank neutral background behind you and have some nice natural bouncy lighting. You don't even need a professional camera. I took mine with my iPhone 10 when I first got signed, and the photos were crusty, but my agent still wanted me, so you don't need to have a whole fancy setup or fancy clothes or anything. You just have to stand there, be neutral, front, side, 3/4, basic images. But I think when you have those digitals and you apply to jobs and you apply to agencies and you either A, get signed, or B, you get casted for jobs, it's just going to snowball from there.
Yeah.
I just think the hardest part is taking those digitals and starting to apply. But once you get over that little hurdle, it's literally so easy.
Yeah. Well, that's dope. That's nice,
Mm-hmm.
that you're not gatekeeping anything.
Oh no, I could never.
Well, no, I mean, we're basically at the end, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day, coming here,
Yeah, of course. I had a
talking to
lot of
us,
fun.
and fighting off this fucking bee.
I know.
Pretty sure you fucking
I'm
got
like,
me from the back, bro. I just
I
can't
know.
feel
I'm gonna
it.
like throw hands.
You slapped the fuck out of
I
it, and it came. And when you said that it came, I felt like a thud over here, and I was like, "What the fuck was
Oh,
that?"
I didn't even notice
So I
that.
think you got me, so I'll be all right.
Yeah,
But
I think we're good.
no, I really do appreciate you coming, taking
Yeah.
time out of your day. I wish that we can go a little bit more long, but these are. It's not like a podcast. It's more like something
Yeah.
a little smaller.
Yeah.
But it's like I always like to say, there's always a part two. You know,
Oh, always.
We'll be here next year, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
if we're still around. Hopefully.
You guys will be. You guys will be.
Hopefully.
I can see you guys because I think I've never really seen like a mobile podcast like this. So I think having you guys do this, it makes you guys stand out from the rest.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
thank you for saying that. I think we're just
course.
mobile here in LA, because Houston, we have a place.
Okay.
Here in LA, we move around, but it's cool. It's more. We're trying to be more convenient to the guests. For example, like this, you know. But no, you know, I do appreciate, you know, this. I think I had fun, learned a lot about you.
I had fun too.
And do you have anything else you want to say?
I think just, you know, keep doing what you guys are doing. I really like this. I think it's really important to give people, especially creators, a voice or just like some sort of platform to talk about what they do and give out advice, because you never know who's going to listen or who's going to hear it. And you never know the connections that you're going to make. So keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, I love the mobile aspect of this. I think it's very it's very unique. And so that'll definitely draw people in.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope. But thank you again. I mix Holy with Chloe. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like Chloe. Well, this is Chloe. Holy Chloe at Instagram. All her stuff is going to be in the description. And check her out. And hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you again.
Of course. Thank you.
Done.
And that's a wrap.
Yep.
That was so much fun. I know I yapped though.
No, trust me. That's what we look for.
True.